All right, we are live. All right,
All right.
good afternoon, everyone. So today we'll be treating introduction to Google Mail, and this will be handled by the same person that taught yesterday, most trusted. All right, over to you, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. So today we'll be taking Google May. We'll continue with the studies and we take Google May. Now, I first want to tell everyone that this lesson is will be taken with the mindset that everyone already have a Gmail account or a Google account rather. So um, we will be let's just assume that everyone has a Google account so that we can proceed. Now, one thing is we said we will be taking Gmail, and as you can see on your screen, we have we are in the Google website. So one thing we are like we did yesterday, we just go to the Google Apps navigation, then we can search for the mail over here. We see the mail. So once you are signed into your Google account, it automatically takes you to your mail. So as you can see here now, this is my email, my inbox, my mail. And if you can see over your screen, what you see here is you see your inbox, you see some listed items at the left side panel. You see the inbox, you see the stars, you see the snows, important, send, draft, categories, social updates, forums, promotion. So all these have their own uses. And in this class today, we'll be taking everything. And in the class today, we'll be telling you how to compose an email, how to send an attachment file in your mail, how to send a carbon copy, how to send a mail in the confidential mode, how to schedule your email. So probably you want to send an email to someone, but not immediately. You can schedule the email. Then we talk about some Gmail settings like the vacation responder, how you can reply to your messages, the filters, then how you can block some unwanted messages, then how you can archive your message, mute some message, then sort your message. And at the end, we'll talk about how to use your Gmail offline. And finally, we'll be talking about the Google Chat and how you can use the Google Meet in your Gmail. So now, as we can all see on our screen now, this is the inbox. This is our inbox. And if you can see over here, we have primary, social, promotions, updates, and forum. But these are just like tags that helps us. These tags helps us to know or to sectionize our email. It helps us to arrange it better so that we can know, okay, what's where our email is and how our email should look like. So the primary messages will be messages that are sent from your friends, your family, or trusted mails. Social will be mails that are sent from social websites. Promotions will be the mails that are sent as a promotional messages. Updates and forums are just like two extra attachments that you can add later. Now, if you check underneath now in my mail, I have only one mail here. I've archived most of my mail. I only have one mail here. But the first thing we have to talk about now is how to compose a mail. Now, if you come over to the left panel here, you will see the compose mail. So if you click the compose mail, I will make this box more bigger. Okay, now if you see the compose mail here, the first thing you see over here is to. That is, that will be the person you are sending the mail to. So now you will just input a correct email of the person you are sending the email to. Now for this lesson purpose, I'll be sending the email to myself. Now I'll just input my email here. And one thing about Google Mail is if you already have the email, if you've already sent an email to the person, automatically you can just see the name of the person and you can just select. Now, the next thing you have to do is to create a subject for the mail, because it will not be proper for you to just send a mail without addressing it in the proper way, so that it will be more readable and it will lead the recipient to the right, okay, to know what the mail is all about. So now we can just say physiotherapies. Let's just say physio. So, so now after you've written the subject, then the bigger box here will show you what to do with your mail. So it's possible that you just want to write some things about your mail. We can just say, dear her, dear her, then we put the email. You are welcome to today's lesson. Now, this is the message that we'll be sending. It reads that, there you are welcome to today's lesson. Now, if you check underneath your dialog box, you see different options. Now, like what we discussed yesterday when we are discussing about our font, it's possible that you might want to change the font family, the font type of this of the text here. So you just highlight, like you we said, you can use your shift and the direction button to highlight, or you can use your mouse to highlight. Then you come over here, you select a, a family, a font type. You can select a font type. You notice that the you are welcome to today's lesson has already changed. Then you can make it large, huge, or small. Let me just say large. Now the size has increased. Then you can bold your font. You can make it an italic, you can underline, you can just give it different alignments, just with the knowledge of the Google Docs and other formatting option you have. Now, after that one, it's possible that you are not just sending this alone. Now, we've already written our text. You are welcome to today's lesson, but there's a possibility that we might want to send some attachment files. We might want to send like image, like audio files, video files. We might want to include a link or anything. So now what we do is, if you check here, you will see that here it reads that attach a file. Now, if you are sending something like the PDF documents or a video document, you can attach it from here. You can attach a link, insert a link. If you click insert a link, it will ask you the text to display in the link, then the link to refer. From here, the link to refer, you can just input the link www.google.com, www.youtube.com, welcome to class, all those links. Then it displays the link text over here. And now, if you are to insert an image, now let's just say insert photo. Now, like the dialog box that we were given yesterday, you can insert from your photos. If you have an album, you can select album. You can select upload. That means you want to upload from your local machine. Now, it reads that you drag photos, just choose photos to upload. And I can just choose from our photos. Then I click open. Then it uploads it. Now, this photo has been uploaded, but I want to point our attention to something. If you go back to that insert photo, at the bottom right corner, you see two options. It said insert image as inline or as an attachment. Now, if you are inserting the image as an inline image, that means that the image will be displayed inside your text, the way the image is displayed now. You are welcome. Then after the text, we have our image here. But if you are sending the file image as an attachment, probably you have an image that is, let me say, large in file size. It's advisable that you send it as an attachment. So now, if I select attachment here and I choose an image, Lakefront Community, then open. After uploading the image, you realize that it's not the image is not displayed in our message, but rather it's sent as an attachment underneath the message. So if you want to remove the message, you can come over here to delete it. And also this message that is inline, you can just select it, then you can resize it here. You can give it a small size, a best fit, original size, or you can come over here to resize it by yourself. And if you want to delete, you can just come over here to remove the message, to remove the image. So now it's possible that you have some files on your Google Drive. So you can insert files from your Google Drive, like the presentation we did yesterday. You can just insert it. Then you can insert it as a drive link or as an attachment too. So if you insert it as an attachment, it can be downloaded. And so now, after we've written our mail, after we've insert everything, one thing we have to do is we can, when we want to send our mail, we just come over to the send option here. But we talk about scheduling your mail. Probably you are to send an email maybe on Friday. Let me just say on Friday. You want to send an email on Friday, or you want to send an email at 5 o'clock, and you realize that you will not be chanced by that 5 o'clock, and you know that okay, I'm free now. I want to write the email, then I want to send it later. So instead of clicking the send there, you just see this small arrow here, you see send option. Then you can say schedule send. Then it asks you, when are you sending the mail? Now it's automatically suggests some options for you: tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon, Monday morning, or you can just come over here and say select a date. So you select the dates. You can say I'm sending it on Thursday 5th of May. Then after sending it on Thursday 5th of May, you can just select the time in which the message is to be sent. So immediately you select the time and you say schedule send, the message will automatically go to your, it automatically goes to your sent items. Now it will be waiting for the day that you've already scheduled it to, so that it will send to the individual in which you have sent the message. Now you can also, in your messages, there are some times that you might want to send messages to more than one individual at a time. Now one thing you have to do is under the two option, you can just, after inputting the email, you just press the comma and the space, then you write the email, another mail, then you insert. So it's possible that you select as much as possible email for your to be, for the message to be sent. And also you can create a carbon copy for your message. That is, when you are sending a message to somebody, you want another person to be able to read. Maybe you want to inform that person, you want that person to be able to read that message. You can just come over here and you see CC here. So when you carbon copy someone the message, the person will be able to read, to have access to that message. And there's another one that we call the BCC, that is the blind carbon copy. So when you are giving that person a blind carbon copy, you send it without letting other recipient know about the message. So you are able to send the messages to other people, each recipient, without them knowing about it. Now after you've done that, so let's just say, now let me just say welcome. Now another thing that we have to know here is, it's possible that you are sending a, let me call it a confidential mail to someone. Now when we are talking about this confidential mail, one thing is, because Google has already made it easy for us to send a mail in a confidential mode. Now when you are sending a mail in a confidential mode, what do? It's when you send it, the person that does not have access can never open that mail. And also, at your desired time, you can revoke the access to the mail, or you can delete the mail yourself. So now I will be sending welcome, and you just come over here. You see called the toggle confidential mode. So it asks you, when will the mail expire? So maybe when you, after sending the mail, you want the mail to expire probably a week after they're sending it, 1 day, 1 month, 3 months, or any of your preference. You can just select it. Then it asks you that how do you want the recipient to be able to access that mail? Now, you can say no SMS passcode or SMS passcode. If there is no SMS passcode, then that means that person must have a Gmail account. But you see, this SMS passcode, the issue we have with it now is currently because it requires a code to be sent to your phone number. But the issue now is currently in Nigeria. Nigeria is not included in the list of countries that can access it. Let's just say, if you can check now, it says save. So if you save it with SMS passcode, and we are trying to send our mail, it asks us that, okay, which what phone number, the phone number that is required that the phone code will be sent to. And if you check the list of countries that are there, if you check the list of countries that are there, you realize that I don't think there's an African country there too. So if the service is not yet extended to Africa, but one thing you can just do is, instead of including the SMS passcode, you can just say no SMS passcode. So that person must have a Gmail account or Gmail app to be able to open that message. If you are not having a Gmail app, then you have to send the code to your mail before you will be able to open it. Now, if you, after saving it there and you send the mail, now I have sent it. I've sent it. Now I've received it. Me. So welcome. I set the expiry to 1 week. Now, for you, because you can send it, maybe you don't want the person to access that mail currently. You want to restrict the access to the mail now. You don't want the person to be able to access it. So what you can just do, you can just come to the mail after the set and you say remove access. So immediately you remove the access for the mail. That means the mail will be expired. Like at least the person that you send the mail to will not be able to access the mail. So now, you see, when it's just that I'm the one that created this mail. If I have sent it to another person, if the person wants to open this mail, you will not be able to open it because the mail, the access has already been removed. And it's possible that maybe you want the person to access the mail again, then you can come over to the mail and say renew access. So immediately you renew the email access, then the person will be able to get the mail back and will be able to read the mail. So this is how you can send confidential mails. So that at times maybe you don't want your mail to maybe you are talking about sensitive matters that you don't want it to last long in the person's inbox. You can just set its expiry so that after the expiry date, the access can be removed, or you remove the access by yourself. So that is about you composing your email. So the last thing about you composing your email is adding email signatures. So now, what are the signatures? Signatures will make your email to be more authentic. So they know that this mail comes from you. This mail is from you. So now you can, well, to add signatures, you just come to your settings. You come to your settings tab over here. You select settings. You select see all settings. Now, in your see all settings, you scroll down. Now, I've created a signature here, but I'm deleting the signature now. Now, you see something like this, signature. So what you do is you create new, you select the name for the signature. Let me just say tech class, and we create. Now, what will be the text? That is those things that you want it to be, maybe from now you can just format this one, then make it wide and bold, then large, then you bold these two. Now, so after you've created it and you've added the text, you can now select the actions for the signature. Probably you want the signature to be applicable to your all new email. You can say for new email, then it will be there. Then on reply messages or forwarded messages, you can also select it and it will be there. Then you come down here and select save changes. So So now our changes have been saved. So every time you are sending a message, as you can see over here now, every time you are sending a message, it will always display that from the signature that you've added, probably your name, your role, and your company or organization and the address. So it gives your message more authenticity. It makes it to be more valid. So people can know that this is the person sending me a mail, and it makes it more official. So now we'll be moving over to some settings in your mail. So as you can see now, in my Gmail, I have this background there, and you might want to change the way things appear on your inbox or on your default settings. So over here, you can select a new background. You can just select a background. So you can select a background for your team. Then also, when you are talking about your inbox type, that is, immediately you open your inbox, what do you want your inbox to display? There are sometimes that maybe you are this type that receive many mails in a day, or you receive many mails. It is advisable that you have your message email set to mark on read first, so that all messages that you are yet to attend to will be at the top, while other messages will be below. So it's your choice. You can select from the list here important first, on read first, start first, or multiple inboxes or the likes. Now you can also select how you want to display your inbox. So you can select how your inbox will be displayed here. You might want to make it a split one, or you just want it to be like this, so that when you select a message, you'll be able to view it at the other side. Or you might want to make the inbox to be underneath the sender. So it's a below inbox. So you see it when you select the message, you see the message below inbox. But now, after you've received a message, let me just select this message. So maybe somebody has sent you a message and you wish to reply that message. So what thing you have to do is you come to this reply. Then you can just say it automatically includes the message for the email of the sender. You already see it over here. Then you type your message. So you type your message. Then after you've typed the message, you can send it. And if the message comes from multiple, or if the message includes multiple addresses, you can just select the reply all option. You'll see it there too. Inside your inbox, you'll see the reply all option over there. And maybe after you've been sent a message, you love the content of the message and you wish to share the content of the message with another person, you can just choose to forward the message. And if you forward the message, you will select the no contact which you want to share the message with, and you can send your message to the no contact. Now, now, so basically, this is how your inbox will look like. Now, you might want to make some adjustments. You might want to make some settings to your message, and you might want to select, customize how your Gmail will look like. So you come to the settings here, you come to this see all settings. So the first thing we will be talking about here is how you can change your language. When you talk about your do display language, you can just say, okay, I set my language here to English UK. You can set yours to English US. You can set it to Canada language, French, or anything. Now, over here, you said display maximum page size. That is maximum conversations that can be displayed. You can select that 50. You might reduce it to 10. You can reduce it to 15. You can increase it to 100. It depends on your own preference. Now, you can select your default font type, the default font type, then you select some how your font will be, and maybe it should be underlined, the color and the likes. Now, if you see the option under the images, you see always display an external image or ask before you display an external image. It's just asking you for your permission. If somebody should share an image with you, maybe you want it to automatically be displayed, or you still want you will be asked before it's displayed on your mailbox. Now, Smart Compose can help you with some suggestions. When you are typing, it can just bring out some suggestions to help you and to aid your typing. Now, one feature that I will want to point our attention to is the vacation responder. Now, when we are talking about the vacation responder, we've talked about the signature. The vacation responder can help us to schedule a kind of mail when we will not be around. Probably, maybe you'll be offline for some weeks, and you know that you will be receiving messages. So with vacation responder option, you will be able to set a kind of message that will be sent back to anybody that sent you a message during the duration of that vacation. So you navigate to the down part here. Here you see out of office auto reply. You can select the out of office auto reply on. Then it asks you when is the first day of the vacation. So today, I think today's date is 3rd of May. You can just say you select the 4th of May. And this last day is optional. Why the last day is optional is this. You might want, probably you want it to automatically turn off when you are out of vacation. You can select the last day, but if you do not select the last day for your vacation, you can just leave it and make sure that when you come back from the vacation, then you turn it off yourself. So now I said the message will be the vacation start on the 4th of May 2022. Then the subject, um, let's just call it I am out of office. I am out of office. Then the messages to be displayed. You can just say kindly drop all messages and we reply as soon as I am back. Now, so now immediately we write this message and we come to the save changes. One thing that will happen is when it's on the 4th of May, from the 4th of May to the last day in which we are selecting, automatically all messages that will be sent to us will receive that response that I am out of office. So, and it will give them the notification that they should kindly drop their messages so that when we come back, when we are back from office, when I'm back to office, then I'll be able to send them mail. So it's your choice. It depends on your preference. You can select anything. You can write anything you like in your response so that people will know that you are currently not in office. Now, the next thing we'll be talking about is how to filter messages. You can create filters for the messages that you will be receiving in your mailbox. So what if you want to create a filter, you just come over here to the settings again, you select all settings. Now you move over to the filter and block addresses. Now you come over to the create a new filter. So now the filter, you can filter messages that are coming from, or messages that are going out to a particular recipient, or messages that contain a kind of subject, or the messages that includes words, or the message that doesn't have, or the messages that their size are either greater than, or they are lesser than. So you can just create a filter that, okay, let's just say any any subject with welcome should be filtered. So we create the filter, then it asks us what is to be done. Now we've created the filter. What will be the criteria when any messages entering our email is match exactly the criteria that, okay, the subject is welcome. What is it to be done? So you can say, you can skip the inbox, you can mark it as read, you can star it, you can apply it as a label, you can delete it or anything. So we just create the filter here. Let me just choose star it. Then I create the filter. So all messages that includes welcome, that the subject is welcome, will automatically be starred whenever they enter into my mailbox. Now, also, also, there is a possibility that there are some times that you don't. There are some people. Okay, if I should check my junk mail now, let me see. I'm not sure. Maybe I have any junk file for now. Okay, there's no spam messages. But now, there's a possibility that you might want to block a particular person or a particular sender from sending you a particular mail. So what you just do is you can come over to the message here, the three dots here. Let me just choose, okay, let me choose Goodreads. Then you come back over here, then you can just say block. So now further messages will be marked as spam, then you block them. So if you want to unblock the sender, you can go over to your settings again. Then you go to the filter and block addresses. Then you see the number of people you've blocked. Then you can unblock. Now, one thing I have to tell us is about the spam messages. There are some people, they call it junk. It can be so handler call it junk. Some people call it spam messages. They are just like message that does not receive the permission from the recipient. And one thing about these messages, they might, at times might be contain malicious files because they are unverified. So one thing does is any messages that is not confirmed like that is automatically sent to your junk file. It's automatically sent to your junk folder. So if you go here, you see it under the spam option. But and I think they are deleted after 30 days. But another thing is there's a possibility that there are messages from your friends. Probably somebody said they sent you messages and you were unable to view it in your inbox. Maybe you can't find it in your inbox. There's a possibility that Google has marked it as a spam message. So you can just come over here to see it, because when they said they sent you messages and you said you've not seen it, you can just check your spam folder to check maybe the message is there. And if the message is from a trusted source, you can just mark the message as not spam. Then it goes back to your inbox. Now you can also, there are some messages, like I told us that my messages here, I told you that I've already archived everything. There are sometimes that there are messages that you love, you don't want to delete them, but you don't want your inbox to be too bulky. So one thing you can do is you can mark those messages and you archive them. Now let me just so you just come over here and you select archive. So those messages will go under your archive folder. Now, one thing is for you to see your archive file, you can just go back to, you can come here, more, then you check for all mail. So if you come to all mail, you will see all the mails that you've been sent and all your archive folder, archive files. Now, let me see. Okay. So now, like I told us the other time that over here, you see something like the primary, the social, the promotion, the updates, and the forums. But normally, on the default settings, you only see these three: primary, social, and promotions. The update and the forums are just the ones that I added myself. And I've told us that the primary messages are the messages that they send to us from probably from our friends, from some trusted sites, and the social are just from the social networking sites, and promotions are for promotional messages. So now you can manage what to do, because with this, it helps you to sectionize your messages so that you can know which message belongs to which place, so that everything will not just be jam-packed in a place. So you can come over here too and you select your inbox. So over here, you can select the inbox that you want to see. So one thing is, now I've marked on my inbox all the categories there that, okay, I want to see all the categories of my messages. But it's possible that I just said, okay, I don't want updates, I don't want promotions, I only want to see primaries and social. So if I come here and I save the changes, you will realize that it's only primary and social that are now here. It's only the category of primary and social that are here. Now, you can also go back then mark as much as possible so that everything can be organized, so that you have a more organized inbox. Okay, now, so after that, you can sort your mail by probably when you are, let me see, on my promotions here, we have lot of mail, and I just want to sort, I want to search for a particular message. Then you can just select, okay, I need to search at Ionic. So you see, okay, an answer Ionic or the likes. Then you can apply a filter. Then you can say, okay, messages from a particular person, maybe messages from, so you can say message, let me just say messages from here, then includes words, does not necessarily mean I include any word. Then I can search if there's a message for, so you see all the messages that have been sent here, so that I will be able to know, okay, if probably a colleague of yours sent you a mail and you don't know where to find the mail, you can just easily use the sorting option to search where you can get the mail. So you can just apply the filter here from, maybe it's messages from all the ones you send to people, then messages that contain some particular subject, or the messages that include some words and the likes. Now, so now, well, so also, like I told us that we might want to use our Gmail offline. We might want to use our Gmail offline because maybe we are in a place that we can't have access to the internet and want to manage our messages. We want to check some things about in our mail. So you come back to your settings here too. Then you come to offline. Now, so after you come to this offline over here, you say enable offline message. Now, if you enable the offline message, it asks you that, okay, it's notify you that using for or so. Then it asks you that which messages do you want to work with. So it can be messages from last 30 days, it can be messages from last 7 days, it can be messages from last 90 days. So you download all attachment, then you can save your message. So anytime you are offline, you can just visit mail.google.com, then you'll be able to access your email that are offline. And another feature that is very important is the chat. Now, Gmail has this option for us to be able to chat, to be able to meet. I think most of us we know about Google Meet, which is like the video conferencing platform in which you can discuss and you can have conversations. And also, chat is just like a platform in which you can chat with people. Now, if you come over to your settings and you select chat and meet, now it gives you a chat option. That which chat option do you want to use? I think some people some settings might be in the classic hangout, but you just select the Google chat, then you come over to your manage your chat settings. So in your chat settings, you might allow notification so that when you receive messages, it might allow notification. Then you might say messages should be popped up. Maybe when you receive new messages, then message should be pop up. Then after everything, you click your done. So after it's done, you see over here, you can select your status. Now, my status is active. That is, anybody that sees me, they will know that I'm online. But I might say, okay, I might select it that, okay, do not disturb. So I select, probably I don't want anybody to disturb me with message for the next 1 hour. I'll just select until. So you see now it reads that until 15:45 before I will be able to get notifications for messages. But now, if I so if I want to start my chat, I can come over here. Then if I've already chat with some people, I can see the conversation here. But if I've never chat with anyone before, then you can just come over here, then search the person's mail, and you can search the person's mail. Okay, I'm unable to chat with myself. Let me just say, um, I don't have, I don't know any other Google account that I can use, but you can just come over here to search for a person. You search their email, you search their email address, then you begin a chat with them. So with that, you will be able to send them messages. You will be able to just like your WhatsApp messages, you will be able to send them messages. And it's possible that you might want to do a kind of video call. You might want to give them a kind of video call. So what you just do is you can just create a meeting. You can just create a new meeting. If you if you create a new meeting, what you see there is, sorry, let me share my mail. Okay. Um, uh, can you see my mail now? So now, if you create this new meeting, then you can just copy the meeting ID, then you can send it to your whoever you want to send the message to. You can send it there. You can send the message to whoever you want to send it to, so that they will be able to see whatever it is that you are sending over to them. So those are the basic features of what your Gmail and the things that you can just use your Gmail to do. Those are the basic things that you can use your Gmail to do, to send your messages, to arrange your messages, and to make it look more official. So thank you very much.